Hi, this is Bathrobe Dwane, and today on Dwane Vs, we're going to do something a little bit special. Normally, I play a shitty game and review it on Steam. Today, I'm going to talk about all of the shitty MMOs I've ever played and why the good ones are becoming shitty. Stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy it. When I was a kid, I was bullied by 3 kids that I used to skateboard with. They found out I played RuneScape, and they would relentlessly bully me just for playing RuneScape. One day, one of them said, "Charlie, why are you mad? No money in your bank of RuneScape?" And then I really took to thinking, how did he know it was called a bank of RuneScape if he had never played RuneScape before? So I called him out. I said, "How did you know if it's called a bank of RuneScape? Only someone that plays the game would call it that." And then he said, and then we realized he did play RuneScape. 2 of them actually played RuneScape religiously, and the other one was too poor to afford a computer, so he could only play like a fourth of the time we could. The tables turned. I started bullying that other kid for being too poor to own a computer and only being level 32 and having a mithril scimitar. Unfortunately, he later killed himself over my relentless abuse. No, I'm kidding. He actually stabbed some elderly people and now is in prison getting rammed. Also, I fucked his sister. Now, time to start the review. Archeage has a wonderful map. Cool, like, oceans and shit. Player housing. He's, like, actually in the world, so you can, like, visit your buddy's garden and do all these crazy things. It's awesome in that sense. Now, there's, like, 400 fucking classes, and they'll never be able to balance them correctly. But PvP doesn't make up a massive part of the game. It's in the game, but it's not like the biggest fucking thing. Also, the game's kind of pay to win. I wouldn't recommend it, and I would recommend it. Does that make sense? Black Desert. I played Black Desert at launch, and at launch it was great. The only problem I had with it is the armor that you found in-game was not anywhere as near as cool as the armor. It was like peasant armor that you found in the game. And the armor on the cash shop that you had to pay 15, 20 bucks for was the only way you can make your character look badass. So it's like, okay, they got some money off me, and you can color it, the armor, like however you want, like in like 12 different spots of the armor. You can really like color it, kind of like an ESO. And people, and it's got like pros and cons. Some people make their armor look really cool. Others make their armor look ugly as shit, and it's unimmersive. Like they'll make every single piece jet red, and they look like just a walking jet red, and it looks terrible. It looks fucking awful. I hate that. Then on the cash shop, they released this like camouflage cloak, and if you it like made you go invisible when you crouched, or some shit. And if you didn't have it in World PvP, you were essentially fucked. It was another thing you had to buy from the cash shop. What else? That was like towards launch. I'm sure they fixed a lot of those issues, but honestly, the UI is just ugly as sin. It's disgusting. The fact that it just presents itself like, here you go, and you got this black thing that constantly bothers you about fucking leveling up, and I hate it. Like, it's just awful. Storyline's awful. I like how you can AFK fish, and you can AFK task. That's a good way to keep people in the game, get your hours up in the game. It's pretty taxing on your GPU and your rig, but I do like that. I do like that, how you can play when you're AFK. That's cool. The trade routes in Black Desert are, before they made them pay to win, because I've heard that they've made the trade routing somehow pay to win. But before it was one of the most advanced, likable. It was hard to work, but once you got the hang of it, it was very, very rewarding. The trade routes in Black Desert were fucking awesome. The level cap in Black Desert is awesome. The fact that there's no level cap and there's easily identifiable best players in the world based on how often they can evade combat not getting killed. Because if you die in a high bracket tier, you go back in experience, right? So you can't go so far ahead without dying so many times, right? The level capping in Black Desert is fucking cool. I think if that is done right, because it's not easy to master, Black Desert would have like one of the coolest fucking games ever. Like it is a great game. It's just awful in some regards. Like the combat feels like you take a wiffle bat and you're beating fucking like mailboxes. It's just ugly. It's like the enemies are soft, and it feels like you're constantly like doing AoE spams that are just, I don't know, they feel uneventful. I don't like Black Desert, and I wouldn't recommend it based on that. But I had fun with it on launch. I'm not gonna sit here and don't act like I didn't dump like 100 hours in the game, which I kind of want back. Yeah, the item progression isn't that good too. So you do a quest, you'll do a quest for a specific sword, and then you'll level that sword up constantly with like these stones you find. It's cool because it's different, and that's what they were going for, but it quickly makes a meta. Like if you do the wrong sword, you're worthless to a guild. If you do the fucking wrong thing, you just wasted so much time and money. You got to know what you're doing. And maybe I haven't played the game in a while. Maybe some stuff has changed, but BDO is just bad. Like I didn't like how he had to fucking farm on alts and do this, do that. It's just the UI really ruins it for me. I like the screenshotting mode. That's all I could say about fucking Black Desert. I mean, there's just not much to say about it. Just farm on alt and the map is nice. Map is one of the best maps ever. You know what? I'll defend the Black Desert Online map. It's good. Blade and Soul. Okay. Blade and Soul is like WoW. If WoW was like a weeb knockoff and the armor system sucked and the PvP sucked and the PvE sucked. Blade and Soul has like one really fucking cool mechanic, and we all know what it is. It's the gliding. Now, if you can put gliding in any like fucking high fantasy MMO, after playing Blade and Soul, before playing Blade and Soul, I'd say it was stupid. But after, dude, it's just cool. I think it's cool. It's like a Deku Leaf. Imagine the Deku Leaf in Legend of Zelda. You can just jump off cliffs, and you can use it whenever when you double tap spacebar. You just fly around. That is the best part of Blade and Soul. If there was some aerial combat, that'd be even cooler. But nah. Blade and Soul is just, the armor system is fucking terrible. Like you grind out armors and they're like worthless. They don't do anything. They're just cosmetic. I hate that. I think the weapons you get matter, but aside from that, there's just not much to the elements of the game that make it like a real thing. Then you get into PvP arenas, and it's like you're just spamming whirlwinds like back and forth. It's like ripping Beyblades. It is. That's what when I looked at. The game is dead now. I mean, I don't think anybody still fucking plays Blade and Soul, but yeah, the game makes me mauled. I don't even like looking at it or hearing about Blade and Soul. It's. I got to max level and just it sucked. I mean, well, fuck it. Bless Online. God, imagine paying someone like $6 million. The guy who made the, I believe it was the Pirates of the Caribbean music. They paid him like $6 million to the soundtrack, and I'm sure they didn't make that much money back. Like they made like Bless Unleashed, and like they tried to really like fix the game. The game is boring, terrible connection, not fluid. A scam, a scamaz. It's snooze and be Anthony. Why did they fucking make Bless? Like I felt like it was just a cash grab, you know. And MMOs are not the game to make a cash grab with. They are so fucking expensive, dude. You gotta, I don't know, man. Crowfall was not done on launch. There's no fucking players. The PvP is dead. The gameplay is boring. The map is terrible. I mean, it's honestly one of the worst ones on here. Not as bad as Bless. Bless just is like the review for Bless in Crowfall should just be me farting into this microphone. Like that'd be, if I could right now, if I had the propulsive gas to just rip a shit in my microphone, that is the best way to describe Bless in Crowfall. ESO. I fucking hate ESO, dude. Like, and I don't know. The game's just bad. Like, god damn it. It was so good on launch. Like, before everybody knew all the metas, they're like, oh, I can experiment and make, like, my own class. And now it's like everybody knows fucking everything, just like in every MMO. The crafting in ESO, I think I would rather freeze my piss over time and make ice sculptures with it than craft in ESO. It sucks dicks. The combat is all right. The world is dead other than the PvP area where people duel, and that's all they do. You know, everything's dead. The game had something going, but I think what ultimately killed ESO was the fact that the three factions can't interact with each other. Like, that ruined it. Like, because then your friends can't play with you if they pick the one of three. It was already hard enough on WoW when you picked Horde and Alliance back in the day. Oh, what server are you on? Oh, I'm on Gorgonash. Oh, dude, I'm on Gorgonash too. Are you Horde or Alliance? It's like you have to meet so many factors in order to play with one another. And that's why RuneScape is so successful. You just pick a fucking world that your buddy's in, and you're there. You pick a world that a streamer's in, and you're there. You want to leave and go to a less populated world? You're there. That is a beast. Okay. But ESO, the fighting in Cyrodiil made ESO. And that made it fun. I leveled to max. We went out. We did some fucking fighting. And like, you get, like, Emperor. The fact that there's an Emperor, a crowned Emperor, and a former Emperor role in Cyrodiil is awesome. Like, that is one, like, for there to be a fucking former Emperor, it's like you get an old crown, or you're, like, among royalty in the game. That's awesome. And to remain Emperor is fucking really cool. That's, like, a good feeling. Those are two really good things about ESO, is Emperors, right? Neverwinter. When I played Neverwinter, I got a Warlock to max level, and the Warlock was the only thing you can do, I think, is 5v5 PvP, because the rest of the game is just dead, and there's nothing else you can do anyway. So I started doing the PvP games, which were fun. The game modes were cool. Like, I enjoyed requeuing, even though Warlock was the most underpowered class. I don't know why I was torturing myself. I was a fucking barred out little kid. I was like, oh, I can hang. And it was like one of the first MMOs that was on a controller. It was like that period of time where you could play MMOs on Xbox. And I was like, fuck yeah, this is cool, whatever. Oh my God, it was just, the rogue class would decimate you. It would, like, kill you in 1 fucking second. And you'd start the match, and you'd be queued with, like, 5 other rogues. You'd be like, oh, hell yeah, we got 4 other rogues. It's like, I'm the only warlock. We got this. We're going to win. But a rogue would still manage, 2 or 3 of them would still manage to pass by your rogues and just shit on you and just keep killing you the whole match, and you wouldn't have any fun. The game was terribly, terribly pay to win. Like, I had to keep buying XP upgrades to even feel like I wasn't wasting my time playing the game. And this was before, like, this was like 2013 or 14, before, like, the whole anti pay to win. I mean, everything was pretty anti pay to win, but it recently, like, people would still do it and not really think much about it. Now I know I would never give a fucking free MMO money, because they're scamming, but this is before I was aware. This is one of the earlier MMOs I played, and it's bad, and it sucks because oh God, the thing that sucks the most about Neverwinter is that the IP Neverwinter is fucking awesome. Don't ever play Neverwinter. Final Fantasy. I'm not that desperate. I'm not going to play it. It looks good, but I've got enough weed shit laying around my house. I don't need to start playing fucking Final Fantasy. RuneScape 3. The community is so humble and nice. Never pick on these people. Let them play their game. Don't call their game shit, and just be nice to them. I feel so bad for the RuneScape 3 community because their game isn't as fun as OSRS. But they've been grinding on RuneScape 3, and they have all their friends on there. And why, why wouldn't they play it? Like, I don't hate them for existing. But goddamn, I feel like RuneScape 3 is just a cash grab, look at our new game that sucks. It's like a polished turd, really. And that's unfair because I haven't given it an adequate chance. I played it like one time, tried to PvP in the wilderness, was like punching people and with my strength moves, and I'm like, what in the fuck is this game? I didn't understand one thing about it. And like, I didn't want to. People were being super nice, and like this guy was banned from trading people, but he was trying to give me a bunch of stuff. So he's like, okay, you gotta wait like 10 minutes for me to drop it, and then you pick it up in my house. So you gotta come to my house, and I'll give you this, and I'll give you that. But like, I'm not allowed to trade kids because he was like, did something where he got banned, or in trouble, and then they couldn't trade people. He got trade restricted, probably from real world trading. And since the player base on RuneScape 3 is so low that they're never gonna permanently ban you. But yeah, RuneScape 3, it's weird because there was a point between OSRS and RuneScape 3 that was good. Turmoil PKing, Riggery, and like stuff like that. I might have quoted that wrong, but Turmoil PKing is what I'm mainly referring to. Yeah, that was good. Those were the good EOS days. But most of EOS, fucking RuneScape was terrible. RuneScape 3, be nice to everybody playing it. They're nice. They're nice people. All the mods play it, and they're all happy about it. I think in order to be a mod at OSRS, you've got to play RuneScape 3. And like, I don't know. Like, it's like OSRS is the sidekick game, but it is worlds more popular than fucking RuneScape 3. OSRS. Where to start? I started playing RuneScape when I was 11 years old. My account has 4,000 hours in RuneScape. Right, I've been playing it for fucking ever. And I've seen the game through every single period of its lifetime. And the best times it existed was that period of 2007 and the period when they first recreated the 2007 in 2015-16 when it first came back. Oh my God. It's got the best soundtracks, all composed by like 4 dudes, and there's like 200 or 300 songs in there. The best fucking soundtracks. The sound effects used to piss me off when I was a kid, but now they've really grown on me because I realized they've just been like recorded around the office and around the house. They're great. They're great. The sound design in RuneScape fits the graphics, fits the gameplay, fits everything. It's awesome. And some people don't like the graphics, but I think that it just everything complements each other. Nothing's out of place. You play certain games, and it looks like, they're trying to go too HD in some areas and too low poly in some areas. RuneScape is just all low poly. You can't fucking get it wrong. Oh, that's not true. The new stuff that they make is really RuneScape 3 inspired and looks like shit in the game. Like, I'm a fan of the old goblins, the old dragons, the old everything. Not the nasty, like the new ones look like weird to me. But it makes me smile just thinking about it. The PvP, since the money equates to real life money. It became the means to the end of PvP, but throughout that process, it was the best PvPing ever. Like, the fact that there were dorks at Rot that worked at McDonald's and then could come home and play RuneScape and make much more than what they made at McDonald's is fucking cool. But it also ruined the game in some aspects, right? Like, it made people like dedicated to get better. Like, hey, I can grind out and do this. But then you had the Rot neckbeards that would just wipe PvP and control the wilderness. The wilderness also is excellent. It's a great idea. It's like Cyrodiil, except people actually go into it. There's a reason to go into it, to get pets, to get clue scrolls, to do this, to do that. You have reasons to keep. You need more reasons to keep people, because now people aren't going at all. But the wilderness, if the wilderness is expanded upon properly, which it won't be because people never vote properly on PvP updates in RuneScape. It would be perfect. The problem with RuneScape is it's perfect in PvE, in the regard of PvE, because if a place is too populated, you switch worlds, you're grinding out fucking lizardman shamans trying to get a stupid fucking Warhammer on your hardcore. Guess what? You can type hop at someone because you've been in a world, or you can chop worlds. Like, it's great. Actually, it's not great. Anybody that's grinded lizardman shamans, fuck that. The PvP in OSRS, it's great in some metas if they don't keep increasing shit and giving players all this new shit, because there's a combat triangle that exists, right? Rangers own mages, mages own melee, melee owns rangers. And the fact that they have this triangle in PvP makes for what's called tri-Bridding, which takes an individual that doesn't have a class. You use your items to PvP, and you have to switch them out. In games like World of Warcraft, you can't switch mid-combat. You'd have to stun as a rogue, get out of combat, then do a weapon switch, or change stance as a warrior, then weapon switch, or however, right? In RuneScape, that's not the case. You can just switch weapons. And you do these Bridding tactics, and you switch weapons in order to counter what the player's wearing or attacking with. And it requires an immense amount of focus, precision with your clicks, all around. One of the most skill-bearing forms of PvP that is based on randomized mechanics you could ever fucking get. It's crazy. Like, the PvP for RuneScape, before everybody became like... The thing is like, you used to be able to take $1 in real life money, right? Get 1 mil worth of items, go out in PvP, and if you lost your shit, you get like 5 or 6 matches out of that. Now, if you're not risking 100 plus US dollars, nobody's gonna meet you to fight. And that's the fucked up part. Like, it's not worth their time or something. When the fun of the game was just welfare breeding. It was just pure PKing. And there are still some people in the community that do it. But to imply that it's never going to be like the same way it was. Because the PvE community shooed off the PvP community with their updates and their constant abuse, but the PvPers abused the fuck out of the PvEers during their whole career on RuneScape. So it's like this political battle for the votes that the PvEers are just inevitably always going to win. There's ways around this. The devs don't care. The devs don't like PvP. But there's Deadman Mode, which is a whole separate thing I'm going to talk about later. But that's OSRS. If you've never played OSRS, get on OSRS and fucking make a hardcore Iron Man. Or make a fucking... I would say make a regular account, but everything's already been done on the regular accounts. If you do a hardcore Iron Man and you're a new player, you're going to be restarting a lot. I don't know, do what you want. Do whatever you want in RuneScape. That's the joy of RuneScape. You can dress up like a cat girl and fuck with people, or you can cut logs all day, or you can shit on kids and make them quit the game. That's what I love about OSRS. It's got so many flavors, and I think one of the biggest things about OSRS is that everybody starts at level 3 with the same stats, and they can all get the same fucking items. It's all based on skill and how much you put into the game, not your class. You can't say, oh, he's this type of rogue, he's gonna win. No, it's not like that. You can fight back. Whew. Now let's talk about retail WoW. God, why? Like, where the fuck did they go fucking wrong? Like, it's like, man, it's depressing thinking about how good this game was and how bad it is. And now that everything's going on with Blizzard, we know why it's fucking bad. We know why all that shit's bad. Because they'd hire pretty girl employees. They'd put the office workload on the girl employees. They'd get drunk as fuck. And they'd fucking harass them with an unrealistic workload on their shoulders, punish them when they're not done, and the quality would be subpar. They'd pass it anyway because the dudes never wanted to do any fucking work. And all this came from a company that was like 10 dudes in a room that made one of the best products of all time. Several of the best products of all time. Now, that room is long gone. It's long fucking gone. Blizzard is just taking flight, and not like an angel, like a fucking winged demon straight to hell. The gameplay, do I really even got... I gave BFA my money, and I will never play Shadowlands because of what happened during BFA. BFA's PvP was so fucking ugly and shitty and dumb. It's like, oh, here, I'm a rogue. Here's my chain and my fucking revolver. It, like, made no goddamn sense to me. Like, the PvP, but people love the PvP. The competitive PvPers love the PvP. They think it's good. They love to keep changing and fucking remaking classes and having to level them all the way back up and regrind their fucking Azerite necklaces. I don't even know how that shit worked. But I maxed out in BFA, and holy shit, it was like, I would have rather have maxed out my credit card on fireworks, went to the field and thrown them all on a campfire, and then just walked away without watching the fireworks go off. Like, there was no fucking God. It's speechless inducing. I fucking can't. They released the game. And they looked at it and they said, wow, great product. People are going to love to play WoW when they fucking see this. All of them are bad. Ever since like Warlords of fucking Draenor, like Mists of Pandaria was the only kind of like this. You know, it wasn't even good. The pandas, the lore, it sucked dicks. The only thing that was kind of good was the arena PvP and the fact that you weren't level 100. You were still like level 90. There was still like some aesthetic there. Like, well, what's going to happen? Are we going to reset everything or what? I don't know. The Mythic, the LFG tool ruined the game. Like in classic WoW, people were bitching about having to go and get their buffs and do all that and do all this. But here's the thing. If you're not speed running raids, you don't need all those fucking buffs. People used to do raids with level 57 characters. Like all the time, and like nobody gave a fuck. Now everybody's like, if you're not fucking like, if you're not, dude, if you're not like mythic tier, heroic, fucking have a fucking boner in your gym shorts at all times, eye level 5,000, fucking every single mountain transmog in the game, the fucking the outfit and mount you get for playing the fucking beta back in 2005, it's like, yo, I don't want you in my shit at all. Like, you're a noob. And it's like try to start a new account and get like raids and shit on a new character in WoW. Nobody gives a fuck about you. You're a noob. You're a noob. L2 play the game, and then you're still not going to be playing it good. You got these like complicated mechanics for the world bosses and stuff, all like for fucking mythic dungeons and stuff. But the thing is, there's no complicated world mechanics. Who cares? Like, who gives a fuck? The best thing to do in BFA is to get a slut mog and and go to Goldshire. And it's like the Horde and the Alliance will be there now. There's not even any division between the fucking faction. It's just like, oh, let's all chill with the cat girls, you know? I fucking hate retail. It leaves the shittiest fucking taste in your mouth. There's no twinking. There's no nothing anymore. There's no nothing fun. And if there is something fun, it'll get patched. It'll get patched. Yeah, like... I'm trying to think of one good thing about retail WoW. Just give me a second. I'm actually going to think. I'm not going to edit this part out. I'm going to think of one good thing. Yeah, Asmongold transmog competitions. Everything else in the world of retail WoW, it fucking sucks. It sucks. I want my money back, Blizzard. Give me my money back. Give me my money back. Give me my time back. Give me all my shit back. Okay, Blizzard, you fuckers. Dude, it's like, I said in one of my 3-second reviews, Discord is the worst company of all time. Discord is the worst company of all time. The thing is about Discord, its company is the worst, but at least Discord can make me a fucking product that I need to use. I fucking hate their company, but I need the product. I love the product. The product's great. I'm not going to sit here and deny that Discord doesn't have a good product. But Blizzard can't even give me the fucking product anymore. But Blizzard can't even give me, like, you can feel it. You log onto Warcraft Reforged and you sit AFK on the starting screen and it runs your fucking 2080 up to 95 fucking percent in the starting screen. Like, who rendered this? Who mastered this? Who fucking put this stable approval? I'm not trying to Bitcoin mine every time I launch this piece of fuck. And where are our cutscenes? Where is the actual redo of this game? You deleted Battle.net and all the shit Warcraft 3 had going on to make this piece of shit. Blizzard, wake the fuck up. Like, you are just Nazis. I think if I had Hitler in one hand, and then the entire World of Warcraft fucking current retail team in the other hand, hanging over a cliff, and I had the strength to pull everybody up, right? I would throw the whole team down just to make sure I had a good grip on Hitler, okay? And pull him up and say, fuck, you did better for the world than these fuckers, right? Which is fucked up because the people I dropped were all sexually harassed girls. I'm going to take that whole statement back. It's just reverse that. But you feel my rage, I want to fist somebody's asshole, but instead of going in slowly, I want to, you know? Star Wars Galaxies. One of the best MMOs of all time. It was great. I mean, it's rustic. It's got a little charm to it. The combat isn't that great. But the whole Jedi era of like getting your Jedi cards, and it was like the first like pay to win, and there was an era where there was no pay to win. Star Wars Galaxies had some good fucking shit in it. Good shit. Best roleplay. The best like role players and the best like slut moggers and the people that would just like hang out at the inns and stuff. It was the best in Star Wars. Still in Knights of the Old Republic, those people know how to party. They don't know how to play the game, but they know how to party and have fun in the inns and shit. Galaxies had heart though. It had chutzpah. It had like character. You know what I mean? And you know, you had heroes that you could identify with, like Luke at the beginning, and if you racked up too much of a crime, Darth Vader would come and fuck you up, or like Luke Skywalker would come and fuck you up. It was great. I love the chaos and the coolness of Star Wars Galaxies, man. It was good shit. You can still play it today, by the way, on like 2 or 3 private servers. Now, 2 of them are dead, 1 of them is still alive, kind of. Play the one that is kind of still alive. You can find out where all the players are, and you can have fun. Some of the players aren't at keyboard, and you're going to be like looking at them dance, and you think they're at keyboard, but they're not at keyboard. But yeah, you can get your speeder still and just go out in the fucking world and have a good old time with Galaxies. Galaxies, man. SWOTOR. I mean, what can I say? It's a love-hate, mostly hate, relationship with SWOTOR. And let's talk about why. The game, it costs more to make than any game ever made, ever. Like, it is the most expensive game. And when you log into it, you can see why. Like, the worlds are way more fluid, way more, like, graphically intense and crystal clear than anything WoW could give you, anything Blizzard can give you. And it runs good. Probably because there's no fucking players on it. You're, like, the only one. You're, like, some of the only ones. But it runs really good. The only time it doesn't run good is in PvP when, like, all the fucking effects are going off and you can't dial them back at all. That is, like, a big thing for me. Like, it's so crazy with the sparks and the explosions, you can't see what you're doing at all. Like, you can't see where your AoE rings are. You can't see fucking anything, and you can't dial it back at all. I think you're better off, like, putting your fucking monitor in black and white in order to be competitive at PvP. Like, you probably would see more. Like, it is just... Like, if you were prone to getting seizures, it would take 1 second to turn you from fucking normal Tom to an epileptic ragdoll. That is how sparky and fucking crazy the game is. The PvE is so repetitive. You just keep running and keep running the same one, because that's like the meta for getting light side points and XP is like doing the one, or it's like two. There's like 2 runs you do because it's just the fastest. I forget what it's called, but the Mandalorian chamber. I don't know what the fuck it's called. I don't remember. But you just keep doing it. You do it over and over and over again. And then your character's max item level. And now you feel like you've reached the end of the game. You could finally queue, but you're not like quite max item level. You're not quite good. You get into the PvP, and keep in mind, it is the same 16 people in PvP you will queue with all month. And you start to learn everybody's name. And you start to shit talk each other. And you start to fucking hate each other. And you start to get on the same teams of people. And as soon as the game starts, you realize you're on the team with that person and you fucking leave. Like, you don't get it. You don't get like, here's the thing. If you are a fan of toxic PvP, which I am a toxic PvPer. I like to find cuss words and translate them from alliance to horde. But if you can't even comprehend how toxic it is in Old Republic. It is like, just like roasting constantly. Pages and pages and hours of going back and forth with people. And like, dude, they'll get banned. The people will get banned from shit talking, be on an alt, a level, max up to eye level, and do like the same week. They literally will play the game to get banned, to re-level. It's just like, oh, well, how long can I play with my main till they ban me? Or something. Like, and like, they'll end up finding out who people are based on their play style. They're like, oh yeah, that's Cyberus. He fucking got banned, and he's acting like he's on a new account and he's a different dude, but it's the same fucking dude. And like, I've never met such sweaty neckbeardery in the game. Also, you get flamed for not doing good in PvP, but only one class is viable, and that's the Mandalorian class. You're spitting rockets out of your fucking penis hole like there's no tomorrow at everybody from any fucking range. And like, there's no buffing or balancing. And everybody knows, like, oh, you're not playing Merc, or you're not playing whatever the fucking name of the class is. Fail, F, you're dead. Yeah, Bounty Hunter. Sorry, you're not playing Bounty Hunter. Like, Pyro, like there's 2 classes that are viable in the game, and they act like, look, oh, you can play Sith Assassin too. It's kind of viable. No, it is not. No, in like a 1v1, who the fuck 1v1s? Nobody 1v1s. Nobody duels. They only do like the ranked PvP, and if you fuck up their ranking, they're gonna flame you till you can't hear the end of it. They're gonna it's being held on by a thread that is being danced on by people with ice skates. I can't see that game lasting more than fucking 3 more years unless they do a complete overhaul of everything. Like, they have to make World PvP a thing again, because the funnest I ever had in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was griefing a Spanish Jedi guild trying to jump into a region and cheese some boss. They were trying to like safe spot a boss, and they had to get up this wall, or it was like a world boss or like a PvP world boss, right? And I was wandering planets for hours trying to find other players in this game, and I finally found a guild full of players that were enemy and that I could attack. And I'm like, no fucking way. They cheesed me instantly, obviously, because I suck at the game. They're all maxed. But I found a way to like keep fucking stun locking them and doing pushbacks and resetting them. And they're like in this fight mid boss with this guy, and I just keep going into the tent and going on the wall and fucking them all up. And like, they are getting so heated, and that is the most fun I've ever had, was cheesing these guilds. And they were trying to jump on alts to talk to me, but they spoke Spanish, so I just kept fucking with them. And that was the funnest I've ever had in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Sucks way more than Star Wars Galaxies, and it doesn't have to. It's a great game. Like, the cosmetic armor in Knights of the Old Republic, combined with its fluidness for how many effects are going on, makes it a playable game if you like Jedi, because you actually do feel like you're a Jedi chopping someone in half. But the viable classes aren't Jedi. They're just not. It's bounty hunter, tech bounty hunter. Like, that's all that you ride, and that's all is fucking viable, and that's all you can fucking do. And it fucking sucks, and it sucks dicks, and it sucks fucking dicks. Like, the speeders are the best thing. The mounts and the speeders are the best thing. And it's like, they'll release a cool one, and then they'll just recolor the cool one 10 times, like with different fucking colors and shit. And, just make cooler shit. I don't know. It's fuck it. Don't play it. I wouldn't waste money on it. But if you're a really, really, really hardcore Old Republic fan, which I am, if you want a handmade Basilisk Shan that I 3D printed and painted, yes, I am a big fucking fan. I still can't play Knights of the Old Republic, and it's sad, because the lore is great. It is great. World of Warcraft Classic. The period of release to just after Burning Crusade, just before Wrath of the Lich King. That is the best period of World of Warcraft ever. Back in the day, and the relaunching Classic. Two of the most fun. The relaunching Classic was honestly more fun. It's not more fun like as an experience, but like to re-experience it was just more fun, I think. It was crazy fun. I had so much fun playing Classic, and I didn't even get that fucking far. I only got pre-raid BIS. I didn't even get, like, I did a few raids, didn't get any drops from the raids. I did several raids, didn't get any drops from the raids. But man, just the community, just the game, just the personalities playing on the popular realm. Like, you have to wait for those 3-hour queues, but man, was the drama, was everything worth it. I made so many friends, so many enemies, had so much highs, so many lows, so many fucking punch my keyboard moments, so many fucking fuck you moments. It was amazing. And you just gotta experience it on the rise, and you can't experience it right now. The pros about Classic. I don't know. It might just be the first product of its kind, and the nostalgic rush made it awesome. But I think one of the best things about Classic is you had all these things, and the second time around, everybody knew everything about what everybody did, right? So you grind out these things, and this thing, and that thing, and this thing, and it all came down to how proficiently and fastly you can grind all those things out to use on other players, and how early you could. Because during that Classic WoW launch, like, there are people just taking it casual and playing with your friends. I was getting sweaty, and other PvPers were getting sweaty. Grounded out all the engineering, and there were creative ways to kind of play with your PvP builds. That just like, okay, well, I can be a glass cannon mage, or a really technical mage that's really defense oriented and toolkit oriented. I can make a rogue that deletes people with no armor. Or I can make a rogue that bleeds people out with heavy armor and makes them walk super slow. There was always like a formula for something. Always like a person that did this. Hey, you did these 2 skills? Come on and join the guild. We need you, man. Hey, you do this? Come on, we need you for defense. Oh, my buddies are getting ganked over here. You know? The world PvP, the first time around, in the original launch, was way better. Because there would be genuine cries of concern for little players, little kids, that'd be like, dude, I just keep getting ganked by these fucking assholes. And with streaming present, people would just pick on streamers. Like, they would just fucking fuck with the streamers, and that made it different. They also wouldn't queue with anybody but a fucking mage, and that's not how WoW is played. You would get a full group, and you would get out there, and like, Classic WoW was so min-maxy, I didn't like it for that. I didn't like that, right? Original WoW wasn't. And since I experienced both, like, I get the best of both worlds. The min-maxing was fun because you got to use the creative stuff to the best of its potential. And then the not knowing element was also fun. Showing up to do dragons with like a level 49 in your raid group was like, it was not uncommon. Like, people would do it. Like being max level wasn't the end game in that period. If you were actually at max level, you were a fucking Chad. Like, I feel like you weren't even meant to get there, really. You were, but like, only the most hardcore players did. Classic WoW was a hard fucking game to grind in. It was. To get to 60 as like a rogue or a paladin, man. And then you had so much stuff to do after. So long it took. And such a big, nice world. Classic WoW, what makes it the best is you can fit, like, on the private servers, you can fit like 1,000 people versus 500 v 500, no lag, like, no nothing. You just keep shitting out, maxing out the screen with everything, and like, it wouldn't lag. Like, it would never lag. When it came around with the phasing and shit, there was a little bit of lag, but you still got some good PvP in. Both Classic WoW original and the re-release were fucking great. I can't think of anything. What they are made it great. They're the framework. They're the framework for the MMO. They took Dungeons and Dragons and made it on video games, essentially. And that's how they did it really, really well. Really, really well. Even though it was a little unbalanced, you know, I don't know, man. You just never. It was really skill oriented too. Like, you get into a fight with one druid, shit on him without fucking taking a single piece of damage, or you get into a fight with Soda Poppin', and Soda Poppin' would fucking blast your ass from here to shit. And like, you'd think because he's just a streamer, he gets everything handed to him, that he wouldn't be good at WoW. No. So I fought Soda 3 times, I think. He beat me 2 times, and then I caught him and a buddy together, and it was a 2v1. I got his buddy, and then I got him down to low-ass HP when I ambushed him, and Soda still killed me. Soda is a good player, is a great player. And I'm not saying I'm good. I was one of the best rogues, though. Get fucked on. In Classic, fuck you. Yeah, hell yeah. Not in BC, not in retail, not in BFA, just Classic. And I will still stand by my fucking skill in that game. Suck dicks. What I would change about Classic WoW is I'd give players a little bit longer to get to the end game, to get whatever they need done, and then I'd tell them, like, we're resetting. Let's do a fucking reset. I wouldn't give it Classic Plus. I'd just keep resetting. Keep resetting, keep resetting. Do the same way they laid it out because it was fun. I'd increase how many people you can fit into the world and how much they lag. Like, I just get more people in there. Like, honestly, if you can get more people in there at a time, it'd be better. Like, I don't know. Not much I would change about Classic WoW. If you've never experienced it, I would even say download this late. This late, I would do Classic Plus when it comes out. Oh wait, you gotta give Blizzard money to do that. Okay, if you can find a way to play Classic WoW without giving Blizzard any money, then do that. But otherwise, don't play Classic WoW. It was one of the best games, and it will be preserved in my memories as one of the best games. After all the private server playing I've done, all the real WoW playing I've done, I will never fucking play it again. Like, I can't. It's like, you know, when you play, you've played Skyrim like for 5 playthroughs, right? And then you do a modded playthrough. And then you do a few modded playthroughs, and you're like, okay, this is my last modded playthrough ever. And then you do it, and then you still play it one more time. That's how, like, my relationship is with fucking WoW. I might, who knows, I might, but I'm certainly not inclined to give Blizzard a fucking dime for their shit, fuckers. All in all, the friends I've made during Classic WoW can't be replaced. Like, I had so much fucking fun with everybody, and everybody in the community pretty much knows my name from the events that transpired. But it's not gonna, unless they relaunch it. You can't really play it at the same value you get to unless you play it on launch. Like, the launch is really important for it, and to do every event that comes out as it comes out is also important. But, I mean, it's an amazing experience, and even if you don't catch it on the launch, I'd still give it a try. I love the game. And nothing can ever take away my memories of PvPing kids in Arathi or Hillsbrad when I was just a level 30 and just fucking around, didn't know anything. Yeah, that's great memories. Now, on to my favorite MMO that has ever, or my favorite MMO mode that has ever released to this day is old school RuneScape Deadman Mode. Now, if you don't know what that is, let me try to explain it a little better for you. Deadman Mode is an entire PvP mode. Right? Everybody starts off at the same level. You gain 10 times the experience you do in the normal game mode. And if you die, you lose progress in your unprotected stats if you are flagged for PvP against another player. If you're not flagged for PvP against another player, you die, lose all your stuff, and you don't lose any XP. You just lose all your shit. And if you die in PvE, you can go back and get your stuff. If you die to a player, you lose all your stuff, and then you drop a key to your bank. That key to your bank, that can be opened by the other player, and they can take some of your, like 90% of your items, right? The game is super hardcore, and they tried to implement it as a full-time game mode, but it kills itself. The PvP literally eats itself. People that are so good, that have dedicated so many hours, eventually just fall. They die. So what do? They release it seasonally. And seasonal Deadman is fucking awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's harder. You got to level up. You got to reduce. You used to have to do all the quests, but now they complete the quests for you, which is awesome. Because doing the quests over and over again fucking suck, right? You just want to get money and grind your stats and go PvP kids. And that is awesome. The only safe spots are the major cities, and you can't attack each other in the major cities, or you'll get killed by the guards if you run in flak to the major cities, right? There's all sorts of things in place to, there's been all sorts of refinement and testing, right? Certain people that have to work couldn't catch up to the people that would just cheese the game. They would be level 100 by day 4. So there's an XP cap daily. And when you increase the XP cap, you go from training to going to grind out your money, going to do quests, going to get this, going to get that. And it becomes the most competitive PvP experience on a solo standpoint in any sense of any PvP ever made, for sure. The winner at the end of the Deadman Mode goes, the last 500 or so people go to 1v1s after fighting, like a Fortnite type thing starts coming, like gas, and it pushes them all together. Then the last 500 people compete 1v1. The winner of that 1v1 gets $100,000. And is a legend in the RuneScape community. It's usually always a clan, but the first 2 or 3 were won by solo players. Solo players win them all the time. So this inspires such hope, such competitive play. It evokes the use of the knowledge you have for the game throughout your experience. Like, say people don't know where to get a knife instantly like that, because in the first few fucking minutes of the game, you got to do quests, you got to get items. There's a knife on the box in the bottom basement of Lumbridge. Grab it instead of going to your bank, getting coins, buying a knife, and going and doing that. Fuck that. Just home telly, grab a knife, go back. Like, easy. And the more seconds you save on all of these game transactions, right? Or not transactions, actions, you can use it to your advantage. You can be richer or significantly more geared and higher level. It's awesome. Also, some gear pieces are restricted in that game mode. That way people don't get overpowered items in such low levels. It is the most balanced. I just think all around Deadman Mode is great. It makes PvEing more on edge too, because if you're just PvEing or doing crafting, you can be killed getting those materials, and it's like it makes them way more valuable, and it makes it way more fun. Heart racing, always heart racing in Deadman Mode. And I didn't play it this time around, but I'm gonna watch tons of content, tons of Bodhi, tons of fucking tons of whoever, you know. But hey, this is going to bring us to the last and most anticipated review, I think. New World. New World so far is so good. Has great combat, like irreplaceable combat, great weapons. The gear you can both acquire and purchase in the store. There is an in-game store, but it seems like obvious that you're buying shit on in-game store if you do it. I got one thing for free in the in-game store for playing the beta. It's like this ugly armor set. Everybody got it. And yeah, I'm just more inclined to not pay and just grind out my PvP gear. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be playing the fuck out of New World. Crafting is awesome. WoW, say you're like a level 50 herbalist, you have 1 plant or 2 plants to choose from. At the same low level herbalism in New World, you'd have like 20 fucking plants to choose from. And they're all fully fucking animated. They're like spewing lava and like doing all this crazy fucking shit. And it's finally the MMO I imagined when I was a kid that would be out by this time. This MMO honestly should have came out 5 years ago, but it's coming out now. I can't complain, and it's great. The money that's shelled out is from Amazon, so the servers just run the combat so fluid. It feels like you're playing. People do compare it a little bit of Dark Souls because they're rolling. If you're overweight, you don't roll. You kind of like flop or you dash or whatever. But there's certain PvP metas going on right now. Like, you got to be light enough to roll for PvP. The battle axe is really good, but they're releasing new items. There's a lot of room for creativity in the meta for PvP, and it's very skill oriented. It's not class based at all, because there's no, it's just you grind out your weapons. What I would change about it is the ability, the three factions' ability to slide one another might become too prominent. I think if it's all Marauders or if it's all Syndicate or whatever, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible for the game, and the game won't work right. That is the one gripe I have with it, is they need to find a way to reset it, and I think like NPC raids to re-neutralize the areas would make it great. Say like, because I know that the PvP, the like town v town PvP is instanced, but they should make instanced PvP that you have to defend waves of NPCs against, and if they're not adequate enough on the defense, they just lose it to NPCs. It goes neutral, and then you can refight over it, or it goes to random, right? And there should be devs that oversee this and make sure that the games stay relatively even. More is thrown at the certain factions to prevent them from just a complete empire takeover, because that might happen. And if that happens, that's no good if you can't switch worlds easily, like in RuneScape. All in all, with the crafting, the PvP, it's really fun. The PvE, which is pretty challenging as well. Everything that is New World right now, that's showing in its infancy in alpha and beta. Oh man, it's great. It's great. I can't wait to play New World. I'm gonna start a guild between me and all my friends in real life, and everybody else is willing to join. I'm not gonna keep a bunch of trolls around. You'll get kicked. I do want to beat trolls. I kind of want to beat trolls though sometimes. So whenever it's fun, I'm thinking about naming the guild Wrath of Bezos, because I think that would be an interesting name. And I don't know what server I'm going to play on yet, but I think we're going to figure that out coming up with the stress test. That'll be here soon. Got to get New World. New World is going to be the one you want to play at the start. Now, I'm telling you this right now. You're not going to have fun with it if you join way later, or maybe you won't. Maybe you will. Maybe they'll find a way to do it. But I highly fucking recommend I highly recommend just playing New World, downloading it, joining my Discord server, and playing with us, because it'll be fun. It will be a lot of fun. We have fun with every MMO we play. We become legends in every MMO we play. So, bang, bang, skeet, skeet. Yo, and everybody subscribe to the fucking, Discord, Instagram, Reddit. Yeah, donate some money. Hey, there's the Reddit.